a brief background about my research topic. You find that nursing is, as I said, is 24/7. There's no time you'll walk into a hospital, especially level 4, level 5 hospitals, and find that there's no nursing services be offered. And you find that nurses, we work in shift. We have morning shift, we have afternoon shift, sometimes we may have day shift and night shift. So this shift, you work in a rotational manner. Today you might be in morning shift, tomorrow you are in afternoon shift, the other day you are on night shift. So this rotational manner sometimes is challenging for us nurses. Now, apart from that, I'll concentrate more about night shift, which I said there are several challenges which comes about with them. The biggest one being the disruption of the circadian rhythm, that is the sleep-wake cycle. The second one being fatigue. Then after that, the other one should be a point by itself, disruption in social life. We have physical and psychological disturbances, and also we have security issues at night. So to a problem statement, nurses are obliged to work during day and night. And then we have the changes which are inherent to night shift work, and that have unwelcomed impositions on a normal life, yet you have no control over them. So I'll just repeat: physical, psychological, and social effects are some of them. And some which are prominent nowadays, we have medical errors, such as patient misidentification, staff safety issues. These are cases which I quoted because they had happened specifically to Kenyatta National Hospital over the recent times. And yeah, they have been happening to Kenyatta National Hospital. So those are my examples. The reason why I chose to do my research in Kenyatta National Hospital is that it's one of the biggest hospital, teaching and referral hospital in East and Central Africa. And you find that here we have the nurses working in shifts throughout. So, and also it was convenient because I was studying in Nairobi University, which is just situated next to the hospital. And you find that the shifts are rotational and compulsory per se, because most of the nurses, once you are enrolled to be a nurse there, you just receive a duty rota. You have to do this at this time, you have off this date. So we are just, or you have to follow the duty rota. So you don't have to choose, like I'll be working during the day or I'll be working during the nights. So due to this rotation and compulsory nature of the shifts, then you find that nurses are affected by these changes, and you find that their coping mechanism is questionable, because today you are on day duty, tomorrow you are on night duty, and you find that you cannot adequately put in place the coping mechanism. So my objective was to find out the effects of working on night shift on nurses and their coping mechanism in level, now it's level 6, Kenyatta National Hospital. And to be more specific, 1, to find out the challenges of night shift, 2, to find out the effects of these challenges on the night shift work and also on their personal life, and to investigate the coping mechanism they are putting in place for these challenges. Methodology, this was a cross-sectional, descriptive, quantitative study, and the study area was Kenyatta Special Surgery Unit. And then the study population was nurses. From the Fisher's formula, I got sample size of 52 nurses from the 4 wards in level 5 Kenyatta. Sampling method, I use stratified simple random sampling, where I ensure that each ward has a specific representative of nurses. Yeah, and then my research was done in this year, March. From our research department, we have to get approval from the Ethics and Research Committee, which covers the Kenyatta National Hospital and also the university. So that is where the approval to carry on the study was from. So a bit of the results, I hope it is clear somehow. You find that the first category of data is how many nurses are interviewed for each ward. The first one was 5A, that was an interview. I administered questionnaires to 13 nurses. 5B was 14, 5C was 12, and 5D was 11. The second one was the sex of the respondents. Male nurses were 19 and female nurses were 31. The age, you find that the majority of the nurses were from 20 to 29 years. That is, were 28 in number. 30 to 39 were 10. And then 40 to 49, there were 9. And then above 50, there were only 3. So marital status, you find 28 were married and 22 were single. Religious affiliation, Christian were 47, Muslims were 3. Then the work experience was, for less than 5 years, there were 26 nurses. 5 to 10 years, there were 3, and then between 10 to 20 years of experience, there were 8, and then over 20, there were 7. So those are a bit of the demographics and results. Now to the challenges they were experiencing. The major one was sleep disruption with a percentage of 35.2. From the analysis, you find that when you do the multiple response, that one responded that they were experiencing sleep disruptions. 13 health-related issues. 32 nurses had a lack of work-life balance, that is disruption in social life, and 12 had job dissatisfaction. Now, when it comes to gauging the second upper chart, to gauging the impact of these challenges on their various aspects of life, you find that social life was mainly affected, with a mean of 3.4 from the responses. Physical well-being scored 3.1. Psychological scored a mean of 3.08. Mental, we had 2.74, a mean of 2.74, and job performance was 2.742. So the others are just charts about do these challenges affect you. They actually experience some challenges during their night shift work. Some countermeasures that nurses were putting across to curb this night shift work included having a well-balanced diet. And then despite that, most of them did not consider medical checkups as a coping mechanism for them. And then hospital also failed to consult and cancel the nurses before allocating them for night shift, with a response of 84%. not being involved. They were just placed for night shift work. So as a conclusion, nurses face several challenges during night shift work, which affect them differently at different magnitudes, depending on several factors, that is one's work experience, family responsibilities, and age. And despite this, you find that nurses did not have a necessary coping mechanism for the night shift work. Recommendation: the hospital should conduct a counseling session for the newly employed nurses who are yet to start their night shift. This one will enable them to be psychologically prepared for what is awaiting them. And the hospital should also require the nurses to present a medical report about their health status, as to avoid recruiting nurses who are with risk health status for night shift work, which can be more detrimental to their health. The third one is the hospital should also carry health checkups on its staff half yearly to determine their health status, which will enable the hospital to take appropriate actions for those who portray maladjustment syndrome or intolerance signs to night shift. The last one is we need regular seminars, CMEs, that is continuous medical education, to be carried on that so as to equip the nurses with necessary coping mechanisms for the night shift work. And with that, I think I'm done. Thank you for your time.